Hello, my name is Simon and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be doing a review of a scan tool from a Chinese manufacturer called KINGBOLEN, their model Ediag. I was actually asked or contacted by this manufacturer if I would do a review of this little piece of device, and yeah, why not? So they actually shipped it to me all the way to Denmark. And I've been testing it now for some time, and I actually think it's quite good. What you can say is this little piece of device, Bluetooth dongle, it basically has all the functionality of my lawns, but at only 1/4 of that price. So yeah, as you can see, it's a Bluetooth dongle. That means you have an app that you download to your smartphone, and then your smartphone becomes your scan tool basically. You have all the functionality that you would want in a regular scan tool, but actually this one also has ECU coding like this one, and it does bidirectional control. It does have auto win as well. Yeah, I'll show you all that later because I'll be doing a test, basically going through all the menus, see what it's like to work with on my Toyota Hybrid. And I will also right now come with a little disclaimer. My review is completely my humble and honest opinion. I am not in bed with this Chinese KINGBOLEN company at all. So yeah, now that's out of the way. But anyway, I'll jump into my Toyota and hook up this Bluetooth device and we'll continue the review. So before I'll attach the Bluetooth device to my OBD2 connector, I thought I'll just give you a little more brief information about the product. It looks like this, comes in this small little box. And I'll be talking about the finish of the product, the quality level, and it's pretty hard to determine. What I can say though, it does feel solid build actually. It has a light, basically a bulb, a light ring LED here, so it flashes different colors depending if you're connected to the car, if it's reading the car, and so pretty fancy actually. KINGBOLEN, as previously said, is a Chinese company specialized in doing scan tools, battery testers, brake fluid testers, different kind of scan tools, different levels, Bluetooth, like a touchpad and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically it. It has 15 service functions, and a service function is if you have changed your oil, you need to reset that. If you're working with the rear brake calipers and you have electronic parking brake, you want to retract those, you can do that. Calibrate new injection nozzles, steering angle sensor. It has 15 of those. I have not tested them yet, so we'll see. One thing I am a little in doubt about is the subscription. Pretty difficult to say when you're Dane. I know iCarSoft don't charge anything for the subscription, so you'll get updates free. When new car manufacturers bring new brands to the market, you don't pay anything basically. With this, it says low cost, and I have not really investigated yet what that is, but I think before I'm done with this review, I will have some more information about that. So with that out of the way, I think we are ready to jump into it. I have now hooked up the scan tool, and I just wanted to show you that cool little light that it makes once you hook it up. Basically, it means you're never in doubt if you have a good connection to the OBD2 connector. Pretty good feature, actually. And we are ready to go. Once you unpack it for the first time and you want to hook it up, of course, you need to download the app, Ediag, quite easy actually. And then you need to connect the app to the serial number on the Bluetooth dongle. It's actually no problem, even I can do it. And I'm not good at that, so anyway, when you first look at it, you will see three main menus or functionalities to choose from. You have the all system diagnostics, You have the OBD2 function, basically standard, according to the OBD2 standard, emission related, and you have your maintenance functions. And if you go up here, you'll have your reports. When you have done a scan of your car, you can save it and it becomes there. And here we have the devices which you have connected, and you have your vehicle coverage list over here. First, what we will do is go to the diagnostics, which is what we are most interested in, I think, and it does have the auto VIN, and you just press that button. And for you who has worked with the Launch 919 and other Launch products, I think you will see a very familiar layout actually. It's very similar, and the terms are very similar also. Exactly like here I can choose, it's an Auris, it's a Toyota Auris Model 16 Hybrid. And what now pops up, in my opinion, could easily have been avoided. Now, even though it does have the auto VIN, it can identify the vehicle number. On the other scan tools I also have to choose some more specific. It doesn't do it completely automatically. And yet here comes another one, and I don't know if it's really necessary, but me as a customer, I wouldn't want to have to choose between those four actually, which Toyota manufacturing company we're talking about. So basically, I guess it's not, it might be a UK since it's Denmark. It's definitely not China. It's not China, but I'm going for others. And I will now confirm. So I think what this has to do with is modules which it's scanning for when I do the scan. All right. Once again, this is a very familiar layout when you're used to the Launch product. And what I want to do is go and make a health report. And what this does is it scans through the whole car, reading the different modules that it has seen if there is an error stored somewhere. And I actually do like the graphics that it's doing it in. It looks nice. I think it looks very good. What you will also know when you start working with this app is that it is very easy to work with. I would say almost even a child can use it. It's very intuitive to work with. Bear over with me, it's not my fault, it does take a little time. Ah, someone just texted me. All right, and I'm gonna go on flight mode, I think. Sorry about that. Now we have, the app has now scanned my whole car. It did not find any faults. I'm happy with that. I will now choose from the lower three buttons. If there were fault codes, I could just clear them immediately. But what we're interested in right now is the fault report. Even though there's no faults stored in the computer, you're actually still able to see which system has been scanned and create the final report. Reports, confirm. What just happened? Oh, I cannot. Yeah, of course. You need to be online to do that, and I just turned it off. I guess having it on an app it's not always an advantage, you could say. But anyway, I'm quite sure I can make the report now. It is because it is uploading it online to a cloud. Okay. Anyway, this is a diagnostic report that gets created, and it is stored online, and you can save it locally also. I now choose to generate a PDF. We can go look at it afterwards. Great. Save. All right. So with that done, I think we should go into one of the modules of the car. I think we'll go into the engine module. And what you actually see here, every time you go into a module of any kind, it actually has a brief description what it is that you're entering. And I think for a lot of new people starting to work with cars who might buy this, since it is a very cheap scan tool, it's actually a very good idea. And I haven't seen it before. And you can read fault code, if any, you can clear them, of course. Read data stream, actuation test, we'll come into that. Oil reset and special function. What I'm a little interested in is the read data stream. And this is something that you are using when you want to have any live data shown to you. The engine is not running right now. That doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna choose. I'm gonna choose 4 live data I wanna see. And what happens then is that you can see them in a very, very good manner. It's easy to read out. The next thing I want to see is show it as a graph, as a live graph. Since we don't have any vehicle load right now, it'll just be a straight 0. But anyway, the graph is actually really good. If it were moving, it's not. But what I'm missing a little bit is you can only show 1 graph at a time. So, but I guess with the price tag, it's actually okay. What you can do though, I want to show you, I'm just going in live data again, you can actually record it. So if you are trying to do some data logging, doing some diagnostics which require you to take it for a drive and look at some data afterwards, you can still do that. All right. Gonna go out. We have the actuation test, which is bidirectional control, and it gives you advantages which are scan tools, adequate to scan tools at a much higher price tag than this one. Basically what it does is that you are able to activate certain parts of the motor, body, electrical parts as a part of your diagnostic routine. I can give you an example, a very simple one. You can roll down the windows, you can turn on the cooling fan, basically overruling any connector switches which should be operating whatever actuator motor you're trying to use, and thereby seeing where or help you doing the diagnostic where the fault is. So it is called actuation test or bidirectional control. Here we have specific Toyota oil reset service functions. I will take that afterwards because there is a whole chapter just for that. And we have the special functions. And this is also, some of it is vehicle Toyota specific. What will pop up here, I guess, air fuel ratio O2 sensor operation. We will also see that in the manual, which is related to the OBD2 standard later, so I'm just gonna leave that. But what is actually most important here, in my opinion, is the customization, also referred to as ECU coding. And the ECU coding offers the user to do certain modifications to your car. It could be, let's say I'm going into light control now. Sorry. And it does take some time to enter. It's actually normal. It does it as well on my launch. So what it does is simply it is connecting now to the ECU, and it will give you the opportunity to change certain settings in your car. So for instance, this is light control. If I want to adjust the follow me home light, follow me home light is when you turn off your car and you tap the headlight and it turns on, and you can adjust, not completely to any degree of freedom, but you have some times to can actually choose from. I want to put it to 90 seconds now. I'm gonna confirm, and you have a variety of things that you can choose from here or change settings on. It could be a buzzer on the seat belt, on the passenger seat. If you for some reason put something on that seat and it make a buzzing sound, you can turn it off. You have a lot to choose from, and it's basically just what your personal preferences are. This is something which is only seen on more advanced scan tools as well. Just like the bidirectional control for that matter also. I'm gonna go back now to the main menu. And, just before that, what we did where we created a health report, you're also able to do basically select what is it that you want to see yourself, which systems is it you want to see by a system selection. And it's, let's say you are looking at a you know exactly what you're looking for, any specific fault, then you can go directly at it. There's no need to make the health report scan. I'm gonna go all the way out. Yes, I really want to quit. And I just want to show you, I don't want to spend too much time on this because the OBD function is standard on any scan tool that you're looking at. So unless it's the very first scan tool you're about to buy, this is simply the monitor readiness status that it shows here. It's running a standard protocol. It's automotive standard created in 1996 basically, that you need to have all these data available at any time which are emission related. And it's basically much of the same data that we are able to retrieve if I go to the engine control module. And then this is something I don't really like. I have bought this piece of equipment. I don't want you to tell me to leave a note. All right, here we have the maintenance functions software, service software. And here we have 15 to choose from. And that's actually quite a lot. It's definitely more than the average DIY is going to use in his garage, I think. And what is a maintenance function or service function? It could be that you want to change your brake pads on your rear caliper and you have to retract the electronic parking brake. There is a function to do that. You can regenerate your particle filter. If you lost your key, you need a new one, you need to code it to your car, you can do that. Install a new EGR valve, you can calibrate new injectors, you can, if you have changed oil, reset the oil service lamp. And yes, you have 15 to choose from here. Steering angle sensor, go look at the website. Battery management, also if you're changing batteries, you need to code it as well, on some cars. That's basically it. The report we just created, and we see I've done it sometimes, I've been running it through. It saves it online and locally. One thing I am missing though, no matter where it is saved, that I think it's great you have the report and you had it at a glance here, what modules have been scanned, and you can unfold here. If there are any fault stored, you'll easily be able to see it here. What I'm missing though is I would like to be able to send it on through mail to, it could be a customer, it could be me, it could be I want to look at it on my computer or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I cannot see I have that feature. So yeah. I'm gonna turn it off now and jump to the next. So I want to show you this situation because this is actually what it's, in my opinion, is one of the biggest advantages of this piece of equipment. It is the most obvious thing actually. It is completely wireless. It enables you to take your phone to look at live data. You can imagine me doing whatever I'm doing in this Toyota Hybrid. It's basically just changing oil. It doesn't do anything wrong. But if it were, let's say, a friend's car, I'm just kidding. If it were a broken car and I wanted to look at some data while fine-tuning, reading, looking for this and that, I can put my smartphone directly where I want it and I can look at the data at the same time. Yes, you could say you could buy a scan tool, a physical one, wireless, but it does not, you cannot buy that for $80, that's for sure. So it is kind of fun because I actually have some other scan tools also in my little garage, and this one I think I'm gonna use for some time. There are situations where, since my launch does come with a wire, that it is actually pretty beneficial sometimes that you can just place it here and look at whatever data you want at the same time as you're standing in the engine compartment. And then actually what I thought, I want to show you something else, is that perhaps this dongle could be the cheap way to get a really Bluetooth wireless scan tool simply by taking your iPad and downloading the app. And I can already tell you now, people who thinks that it doesn't work like that. Sorry guys, it basically has the same size as my phone once you put it up on that. So forget about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. I read up on the subscription. There is an annual fee if you want to get updates. The first year it's free updates, but then you have to pay. And the funny thing, it says approximately $80. So, and that's what it says on their website. But anyway, yeah, let's see. $80 a year if they stick to that, and then I think it's cheap. I hope you like this review, and I hope to see you again some other time. Until then, take care. Bye bye.